What's up, guys? Matthew, get ready to watch Season 6, Episode 11 of The Sopranos. Last episode, banger after banger after banger, non-stop bangers, 10 bangers in a row. Best season, probably. Again, this season would have to fall off a fucking cliff for me to even think about it not being my favorite. So, obviously, last episode, I loved the Sacramento stuff, the veto stuff. I don't know if I can't say love because I was angry and man, I just went out straight into it. You guys know me. I'm going to talk a lot throughout at the end, so I don't want to keep you guys here waiting for too long. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I've got the full-length reactions up on Patreon, like I've been saying the last couple weeks. I'm already completely finished The Sopranos over on my Patreon. It's $10 a month for live action shows. Check it out if you're interested. And finally, most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Again, it really does help me out. Let's get into it.
Every time I asked you how's work and you said fine, you were having your own private little joke on me.
What, quit? Classic?
I found out that our son, the liar,
Found out?
had been fired 3 weeks ago.
I was just found out he's been lying.
How the fuck you do that?
I was making money promoting parties in high school. That was no good. Now this.
You know what I think?
You're a piece of shit.
You're sick. You deserve to get canned.
The worst part is, you don't even give a shit.
What, I should care about Blockbuster? Fucking religious fanatic.
It's the principal!
Pay me anyway.
Why not? You live at home. We feed you.
You have a social life, but I can't. You have any idea what it costs at a decent club in New York? It's $500 for a bottle of Cristal, and it's a 2-bottle minimum.
You spend $1,000 a night on champagne?
No, not every night.
Why would you even admit this like he was gonna win you the argument?
Oh, Jesus, you can't even talk to her.
Are you fucking kidding me? You should be kissing her feet. Because when you were growing up, if it wasn't for her, I would have knocked all your baby teeth out.
You would have strangled them all. If there was no other parent to actually parent them.
I can't sleep.
You need to say that?
Somebody call?
Asshole.
Most of them are off in Ivy League universities now, doing very well.
He's
No,
evil.
this is something in him. Deep down, it's like this big fuck you.
Yeah, he's mini Tony.
Remember that whole God is dead business on the day of his confirmation?
Oh, maybe a surprise you.
Aren't you the sunny optimist when you want to go to sleep? Those are nice options to have. That's what we call a high
Why does he
class.
look like shiver, like he's out in the cold? Like
UCLA, where he teaches oral surgery.
he's thinking he's more of a failure because his sister is talking about all that heavy shit.
You were following this man to California.
Obviously, I would assume parallels of Tony and Janice. Maybe AJ kind of feels a little sad and betrayed that his sister is leaving and going places. Her face. I love Carmelo's, what the fuck is this bitch talking about face?
You told me there were 1,500 cases of Centrums on that truck. When your nephew delivered it, there were cartons ripped open, pills all over the fucking floor. Anybody got shorted, it was yours truly. But you know what?
All right. Put it back in your pocket. But I gotta get some relief on this other situation.
This mafia shit is the equivalent of like trading your candy on Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking petty and it's so unimportant, and we're talking about like minuscule little details of trades, but
Go to Italy.
They weren't auctioning a trip to Italy. It's actually a good deal.
I'll go to Italy, find my man.
What's the Euro doing?
I don't know, Tony.
Keep trying to fight for her to stay so he doesn't have to take on any extra responsibility.
I could go with Ro. We've been talking about taking a trip together for years, ever since our Rome thing went belly up. I could really use a vacation now. The meadow leaving, my spec house, the thought of tearing it down and starting over, it makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
Plus him.
Him. He's a deity.
You should go. You deserve it.
It'd be good for you, too. Do whatever it is that boys do when they're on their own.
Hey,
What the fuck?
Damn.
my brother's over there.
What's that supposed to mean?
Spitting image.
I want back in.
He can get back in, he gonna fucking die. I promise you that.
I was working things out.
I'm sure it gets complicated when you're taking it up your fag ass.
I'm not a fag. I never was.
Excuse me?
It was the medication I was on. For my blood pressure.
Totally.
It fucked with my head, but I'm over that now.
I could probably get a letter from my doctor.
A note from your doctor saying you don't like to suck cock?
First off, I pay my way back in. I got $200K that goes directly to you personally. No one else needs to know.
Phil is killing your ass. I don't know what to tell you. I'm Tony. I'm taking the deal. Let Phil take him out.
Please, don't turn your back on me.
He was fucking stalking you, T.
He was trying to have sex with you. They stalk?
Living in the closet. Makes them devious.
Gays are devious.
Say what you will about Richie April, but when he found out his son was gay, he did the right thing. He disowned
He did
him.
the right
I got
thing.
an AA meeting.
Jesus Christ.
Alcoholics fucking Anonymous now, too.
Fucking sissy.
You ready?
There's so much going on here.
Oh, brother, don't make me convince you.
Me in the hospital, you there around the clock. I want you to enjoy yourself.
That's the nicest shit he said as a husband in fucking forever.
You were in that coma. I told you I loved you. Do you remember?
No. Nobody's stopping you.
No. Walks away.
CIA doesn't tell you where to send you next.
Is it dangerous to be a spy?
Not as long as nobody knows
Is
who
he
you
even
are.
making it out this episode? The minute that Phil gets a whiff, and he's gonna get a whiff, it's over.
Like I said, you gotta keep this secret.
You might get shot in the head right now. That's how much faith I have in Phil being a fucking psychopath.
I'm seriously thinking we should have another kid.
No! Dad! Check it!
I'm very scared that he's just gonna... Okay. Oh, not okay. We're still with him.
Look,
Not a word, not a note. What kind of person are you?
I'm sorry.
You need help. You're seriously fucked up.
I can feel bad. I don't know. Both sides telling him he's got problems.
The fucking life you couldn't live without. The gambling, the money, who knows what else.
That's what I said last episode.
I didn't want to drag you down into this pit I'm in.
Hey, fuck that. Everybody else is stupid to you, aren't they?
No,
You can throw your weight around down there in fucking Jersey. Everybody kisses your ass.
I miss you.
I don't want to know you. I don't want to hear your voice.
As he should. As he fucking should. Oh, bro, just kill him already. Get it over with. One shot to the back of the head.
You said you're gonna take care of that fucking Fenoik.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Fucking Vito again? What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's gay! He disgraced her.
But I could tell she'd seen him.
You're fucking Karnak the Great now, too, huh?
I gotta tell you, Anthony, if Vito was here and you knew about it,
Fuck this.
Your stomach still upset?
I put in the fucking memory stick.
Le but de l'Union européenne, c'est d'avoir un marché commun.
Et vous croyez que la fusion, c'était quoi, alors?
I love that sound.
It is...
French.
No.
It's so elegant.
Isn't it?
No offense. To any French people who are watching.
Nobody fucking knows us here, Ro. Can you believe that? All the guidebooks say you should try and
It's
get
gonna be like some fake trip where you we're gonna do so much stuff and this and that and just gonna fucking sit in our rooms doing nothing.
I told you we should have gone towards Rue Dauphine. God damn it, where's my other...
What an amazing trip.
Look at those clouds. Who could have built this?
It's like an escape from the norm for her. Anything different would be, you know, I don't know. It's a great shot. You guys gotta tell me all the fucking symbolism.
Vito, Atlantic City, forget it. Want to change up? I can't keep fighting Phil on this. Our businesses are all entwined. You gotta pick your battles. You want your no-show jobs, Vito's gotta go. All those weeks in the hospital, surgeries, constant pain, for what? Come out here and get shadowed with something like this? I'm sorry. If Vito wanted to pursue that lifestyle, he should have done so quietly. He was, wasn't he?
Who fucking cares, man? It's a problem for us now. We're gonna have to deal with it.
It's Vito's own fault. Why?
Justify it. You gotta do. In order for him to go about his day, he's gotta justify it.
Tell you the truth, I almost want to not go to the meeting.
Here we go.
A gay in our own family.
We might start fucking burning alive.
Father told me Vito doesn't renounce that lifestyle. He's damned.
I know.
What?
I know.
Father put it so well last week. There's nothing gay about hell, he said.
That's good. I'm sure he didn't come up with that himself.
One thing I do know. Vito has to be made to face his problems squarely.
Face this problem. What? Have to eat someone out? What do you mean? Love the sound design. What a cut. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking Vito. Vito sits up.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you thought about my offer.
Yeah, I thought. But I need to know who these Atlantic City contacts are. Meet me in the mall, 11 o'clock. Don't be late.
It's like one of those things. When he was in New Hampshire, there was at least a chance. A smidge of a chance that he could make it out. But it's... the minute he came back, he's dead. So it's just a matter of time. Feel no guilt, no remorse, no feeling. It's you made your choices. No, oh my God! Oh, this poor fucking man, dude. He's coming face to face with the devil.
You're a fucking disgrace.
He's getting a fucking hard on. He's having an orgasm watching this shit. Should have stayed with your hot babe. Damn. I love how anticlimactic it was too. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a matter of if he's gonna die or not. You knew he was gonna die last episode.
He says, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh my God, Pirate Bobby?
You know, he was found beat to death this morning in a motel in Fort Lee. My cop up there told me.
Mink.
Plus the homicide detectives told him Vito had a pool cue rammed up his ass.
I'm not hitting like... You guys are gonna fucking laugh at me, and I know that the Sopranos fan base and all that, but like... I want to tear up a little bit. Again... I'll talk about it at the end.
Lovers quarrel, maybe. Look, we all know who did it.
Phil.
Fucking balls on that prick. What do I always say about him?
So you heard the news. That must have been Phil, right?
Jimmy Olsen over here. Can't have been an easy decision killing a married guy, huh? Naturally, Phil won't brag about it, because he can't. Phil was in a tough situation. His family honor was stained.
It's acceptable!
It's not about Vito, it's about me. Phil's saying he can do whatever the fuck he wants, including kill a captain in my own family, and I can't do a fucking thing about it.
What you gonna do back?
Partly about that. Believe me, the vitamins are just the beginning.
He's fucking... He's the personification of gluttony.
I am seeing some incredible...
It's life-changing stuff.
People are gonna expect a response. See, this is what the fuck I was talking about. We hit one of Phil's guys. Joe Bananas went after Colin.
Jesus, it's like a fucking petty war, and it always spirals into all-out war. What is this fucking goober doing? Talking to random people on the internet? Oh my God, he looks evil.
I live in Las Vegas 6 months. My friend has a restaurant. I work there. I like USA.
Get your game.
I like France.
Ro, are you coming or what?
Let me get some game!
You got a Belleville.
Different priorities here.
You're not really gonna go out with him, are you? I mean, he's like 26 years old.
Duh.
That's the point.
God, isn't this pretty?
always Carmela wouldn't live that fake, artificial life.
The city is so old. You think about all the people who've lived here generation after generation, hundreds and hundreds of years, all those lives. God, it's so sad.
Sad?
I don't know. It just makes you think. It just makes you look at yourself differently.
Totally, man. Totally. So, you want to go out to eat?
There was this one night in the hospital when it was very touch and go with Tony. He came out of the coma for a minute and he said, "Who am I? Where am I going?" You know, at the time, I didn't know what he meant. Coming here, I feel the same way. Isn't that odd?
Let me get a picture.
Oh my god.
Oh, honey, what?
We worry so much. Sometimes it feels like that's all we do.
And you're not given anything in return.
Away. All of it just gets washed away.
She's going on like an existential crisis. You know what I mean? And it will amount to nothing. She will return.
I wish I was dead. I mean it. I wish I was dead.
You know what? I'll make the funeral arrangements. You're in no condition. Given the circumstances, small, private service.
I don't want to see this shit.
He was a good man, wasn't he, Phil?
He was gay! I hated him!
Taylor, he's going blind, 47 years old. Walk in those shoes.
And I gotta think,
totally, man.
Vito, on some level, maybe it's better for the kids not to have that role model.
Jesus, he's fucking despicable. Like, that's the thing. I like Phil as an antagonist, but, like, as opposed to, like, a Richie or Ralphie, like, there was moments where I was like, yeah, no, just fuck Phil, you know what I mean?
Anthony, I think your anger towards AJ has been building for some time. We have to deal with this.
All I know is it's a good thing my father's not alive, because let me tell you, he'd find this fucking hilarious.
Find what hilarious?
Told you so.
The kind of son I produced.
You mean because Anthony doesn't conform to your father's idea of what a man should be?
His, mine, or anybody.
Jesus Christ.
Carmela let me kick AJ's ass like my father kicked my ass. He might have gone up with some balls.
Like you.
Yeah, act like you're the perfect parent. You would have done everything correctly. You don't even care about anything they do.
Taking out his anger at his father's brutality towards him on others. He might have grown up with a desperate need to dominate and control.
Couldn't even hit him if I wanted to. He's so fucking little. It's Carmela's side of the family. They're small people.
Get back on
Father,
topic.
You could knock him over with a fucking feather.
But I have to point out, what you resent Carmela doing for AJ, protecting him from his father, is the very thing you had often wished your mother had done for you.
It's points where sometimes I can't tell if Tony understands stuff like that or doesn't care about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because he's not stupid.
It does in Paris when we're not here.
Tomorrow, we hit the stores. Chloe, Dior.
And Kelly bag? Au revoir.
It's like talking to an NPC. Talking to Ro.
When we were in St. Eustache, I noticed that you lit 2 candles for Jackie and Jackie Jr., right? You know, we never really talked about that.
About what?
Jackie Jr.
What's there to talk about?
Don't get into a fight with the person you're on vacation with, I'll tell you that.
I didn't mean to invade, Ro. It's just, I mean, we're friends, and if there was anything you wanted to share. I mean, I cannot begin to imagine losing.
I don't know this is... Oh no.
Jesus, Carm.
Ruining my fucking vacation.
We're on vacation. We're having a beautiful dinner. Why would you bring this up?
I didn't mean to upset you, Ro. It's just I thought because we had this time together.
It's fucking morbid, that's what it is.
Hey, I'm sorry, Ro.
Why would you bring New Jersey here? Why can't we just have a good time?
No, you're right. I apologize.
This is getting me oddly emotional for some reason. What a harsh cut. Back to reality.
That pool cue. I wonder if it was chalked. Very funny, Don. Very cute. I don't quite get it, but cute.
Hey, you know the autopsy found a 3-ball in his side pocket?
You're on a run.
They found a hang
You gonna push him too far?
the pocket. I'm just breaking balls. You're right, though. Shouldn't laugh about a tragedy.
Say something else.
That old homo actor, Raymond Navarro, he had an ivory dildo stuck up his ass when they found him.
Pretty up on all this shit, huh, Don?
He was from Jersey, too.
What'd they find up your mother's cunt?
Time to hit the trail from a touching, huh? What do you say?
My mistake. Carlo's lipstick was on Vito's card.
You knew that shit was happening.
No, you got
Jesus Christ. Carlo, too far, Carlo! Oh my god! He's like a final boss! Don't accidentally stab Sil. Not on the. Was that on the meatballs? Was that meatballs? That is a big man. That's like a Bobby level man right there. He's smiling and shit.
Tell him you don't want to come in here. Get back in your car and go for a ride. What?
Oh, Mom.
Tom Gamiello came over, you know, just to break balls. Ray, Vito. Carlo.
Still hit him first.
I did.
Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., you go to this address. You ask for a Mr. Caravallo. I just got off the phone with him.
At 7 in the morning? For what?
You're gonna be working construction.
What?
Ferrying cement in a wheelbarrow.
So it's outdoors.
I can't do outdoors. My hair is.
Well, it's wintertime.
You got a lot of those hooded sweatshirts, like the Lou and Jan's wear that you watch on MTV. You can double up.
Come on, this is bullshit.
Every penny you make, you keep. We won't charge you any rent. And believe me, the pay is good. It's a union job.
Look, I'm just gonna have to leave your friend in the lurch when I go back to school.
That's okay. He deals with that all the time. If you're not at that site tomorrow morning.
I'm going to murder you.
And then I'm going to take away your clothes. And then I'm going to take away your room.
Oh, he's smiling. He got that smirk on his face. I'll fucking beat you up right now.
What the hell are you doing?
I got a little drafty driving down here tomorrow. But I will have this fucking thing towed out of here and ground up in a fucking Brillo pads.
Look, I found Cosette.
You know. Come on. You know.
Your friend? Someone needs to tell her she's dead.
I want a full fucking Carmela trip episode. I don't know how to describe like the visuals with Carm this episode. They're like,
I got the other one.
I don't know. I don't want to say haunting because that's not the word I'm looking for, but
Your trip.
Oh my God, Tony.
I had the most amazing time ever.
Police are withholding specific details of the murder. A Brooklyn relative of Spataford
Oh my god.
spoke on conditions of anonymity.
What does that mean?
It means when you don't know who the person is. Told reporters that Spataford and his wife had recently separated. Relative stated that the victim had surprised his friends and family by declaring himself a homosexual and saying he wished to lead an openly gay lifestyle.
I don't understand.
She's kind of what made me cry.
Dad wasn't a spy.
No.
Another amazing episode. I have a lot to talk about. I'll start off with Vito, just simply because he's been such a major part of the season so far. I want to start off with this. I think every show has that, like, grouping of, like, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 scenes. And The Sopranos probably has more, just considering the type of show that it is. But I'm talking those scenes that are, like, they're not really consisting of, like, the most major characters or the most major moments. Like, but for some reason, it hits so fucking hard. As in, like, I would argue, I'll just say it out loud, the scene of Vito's kids right there at the end, that may be one of my favorite scenes of the show. No, I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying top 5 or top 10 because, you know, I'm sort of omitting the major deaths, moments, plot twists. You know what I mean? I'm omitting those huge moments. But in terms of like the more, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to say like less important, but they are like the non super duper important scenes. I think that might have been one of my favorite ones of the entire show, and I'm going to be quite honest. And I've talked about this a lot, and this isn't like a negative towards Sopranos or at all or anything like that. I don't get emotional with the Sopranos that easily. I feel I don't think I've ever really been that close to crying. I'm going to be honest. That scene of the kids reading that newspaper was the closest I ever got to crying in the show. That was so fucking heartbreaking to me. And I'm going to be honest, something about the... And again, I already know some of you guys in the comments, and I'm going to be honest, you know what I mean? Even when Vito got killed, I almost, like, I wanted to tear up a little bit. And again, I want to repeat, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe... I don't know what it is. Because he's a piece of shit. You know, he's not a good person. He killed a fucking innocent person. He's probably killed 20 innocent people in his life. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a good person. I'm not saying that or anything like that, but just something about the fucking unfairness of it all. You know what I mean? And he made his own bed. I said that. He made his own bed. The minute he got, you know what I mean? When he got killed, I couldn't... The first minute after he got killed, like, it didn't... I went right by me. You know, whatever. He fucking made his bed. But, like, when I sat and thought about it, you know what I mean? It's just... I don't know. You guys are gonna have to fucking, you know, talk to me in the comments about this. I've talked a lot about Vito these last couple episodes. I love the storyline. I'm gonna be honest, like, easily. In terms of, like... I don't want to say... in terms of like long season length like storylines, the Vito storyline might be one of my all-time favorites in the show. I really liked it because he just fucking hit me. Like there was that I mentioned I don't cry that easily with Sopranos. I don't get hit that easily, but this storyline really made me feel the most out of anything. And to like I said, the magnum opus of it, that was heartbreaking. Like there's the kids reading the newspaper. Genuinely, I don't necessarily like. I can't give you a fucking 10-page essay on why, but that hit me. That was heartbreaking because, again, I've said to multiple times, and I know you guys are probably annoyed, but I feel the need to say this because it's one of the things in life that fucking irks me the most. There's nothing wrong with being gay. You know, like. It's one of those things in life. I'm sure you guys have those opinions or ideas or whatever that you're just passionate about to your core. That's the one. That's one of the things. You know what I mean? It just fucking gets me. And to see him be vilified for that shit, to make him look subhuman, especially in the fucking newspaper, to his kids. You know what I mean? The kids reading that, their whole life, their whole thought process of it, of their father down the drain. And not only that, but what makes it even more heartbreaking to me is a kid like, you know, Vito's son, in the life that he's living, not like he's actively made choices to put him there, but I mean, in the people he's around, he's gonna grow up fucking despising his father. He's gonna grow up even more homophobic than a normal homophobic person would. You know what I mean? Because he feels like he's been wronged by it, or it ruined his perfect family or something like that. Like that's the heartbreaking part for me. Again, I'm not saying Vito's a great father. Like, you know what I mean? He left and this and that, and I'm not saying he's a great father or anything like that. I don't want anyone to mistake that. But like it's like seeing, you know, the father to these kids immediately vilified for life. That's at least how I felt from it, and how I feel like they would feel, if that makes any sense. Like even like that scene really fucking hit me. Like the older kid, you know what I mean, trying to explain shit to the younger sister. That was, man, this fucking show. It's so heartbreaking and disgusting and vicious, and it doesn't care. Like it hits you. It hits you. It doesn't care if you don't want to be hit. It hits you. I loved, I mentioned it when it happened, but I loved how anticlimactic the death was as well. Like, and I think The Sopranos does anticlimax very well. Probably, again, off the top of my head, maybe the best of any show I've ever seen, because everything's built up, if that makes sense. Whether it be symbolically or thematically or plot-wise for like a season, everything is built up very well. So it's not like some. I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying that like the ulterior is like terrible TV. Like, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, a big action set piece or whatever is poor TV. I'm not saying that at all. But something about the slow build up to, so you know, you already know what's happening. Like I said, with the Vito shit, you know what's gonna happen. Okay. When he was in New Hampshire, I thought that he was gonna get got horribly. You know what I mean? And the minute he chose to left, he was gonna get got horribly. There was no questions about it. There was no, oh, when's this gonna happen? No, it felt like an immediate thing. He's gonna fucking die. I'd already been, you know, written it into existence, if that makes any sense. So, just seeing that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And even then, like, the scene, the phone call, it's heartbreaking too. And again, not just from the Vito perspective, dude. It's heartbreaking from my man Johnny Cakes. You know what I mean? Just, you can't help some people. You cannot help some people. So, I loved Vito. You know, Vito started off as a character, and The Sopranos. I'm gonna be, you know, those of you like Sopranos is an excellent all-time great show. It doesn't do every little single thing perfectly. Every show can be improved upon in certain little aspects. I have seen people make fun of the fact that like Sopranos will introduce fucking 10 characters in a season premiere just so we can have characters to use this season. I don't have an inherent problem with that. But the reason I bring that up is because Vito was a character who's been there for a while. You know what I mean? And Vito's been there for so long that I don't even know when the first time I saw him. Maybe season 2 or season 3. But Vito's been there for so long. There was a large stretch of time where I didn't remember, like I didn't know his name. Like, he just went, oh, the fat guy. You know what I mean? And to see him sort of organically grow into a bigger and bigger role, and to have a highlight of the final season of arguably the greatest show of all time, to me, props. Like, he might slip into like a 9 or 10 on my character list if I'm thinking about it. That's not a guarantee or anything like that, but he's on the radar for that. So, like, I'll thoroughly say it. I'll stop talking about it because he's been arguably the main character of the first half of the fucking last season of The Sopranos. But I loved him and his story arc. I really did. Again, heartbreaking yet. I don't like. I really want to repeat, and I think you guys might be better at saying this in the comments, but like, he's a piece of shit. I don't really care, but I care. So, with the AJ stuff, I'm talking about from like a parenting aspect, and obviously I'm a 21-year-old man. I was gonna say boy. I'm a 21-year-old boy, raised by a single mother. So when it comes to like parenting, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to word this. When it comes to like parenting styles and all that, it's a little foreign to me because I wasn't really parented, if that makes any sense. And I know that some people have big problems with that. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person. I am getting a little personal here. But my mother was never really you know what I mean? She trusted me, and I just fucking did what I wanted to do. Like that, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything bad. I didn't do drugs or anything like that. I just did my life, and I had passions. I had things I wanted to do, so I did them. You know what I mean? And I had an excellent mother to do that for. So sometimes for me, it's hard seeing, and this isn't just in TV, this is in real life, seeing people who are parented through like hatred or threats or yelling or violence or punishment, like taking away stuff if you misbehave a certain way. It's foreign to me, and to be quite honest, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable sometimes. Again, I'm not saying which way is right or which way is wrong, and I'm gonna speak through this during the discussion. I'm not saying one way is a certain thing. You know what I mean? I feel like the way I was raised, I just kind of did. I just did things correctly. You know what I mean? There wasn't any inherent pressure to do things or punishment. There was nothing like that because I just did everything right the first time. Not some people must be fucking bragging about how good of a child you were. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just speaking my experiences here. So seeing other situations where the kids aren't behaved, they are, you know what I mean, they're destructive, or they're, you know what I mean, they're making poor choices. Sometimes I do recognize that there needs to be a foot put down. You know what I mean? But I don't know when. Like that's the one thing. Like I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I mean. Like with the Tony and the AJ stuff. Like obviously Tony is being hypocritical. He's being a hypocrite. He's always a hypocrite. You know, I'm not saying it's not like a new thing or anything like that. But you know, he has problems with his mother, problems with the father. Father was abusive. The mother, you know what I mean, didn't really, I don't know, didn't really do anything to help that in any way. It was more of a just shut up and deal with it sort of mother. It kind of felt like. And as Melfi was saying, Tony wanted her to step in, and is sort of, again, it's like projecting upon his kid, and I don't know, like. Because what I'm trying to say is the stuff that Tony did to AJ this episode, like, yeah, AJ is terrible. You know what I mean? He is floundering. I don't want to. He doesn't feel talented. He doesn't feel bright. He doesn't. You know what I mean? But he has opportunity. He's privileged. He is born into an opportunity where it doesn't matter how stupid or how untalented he is. He can do whatever he wants to do. He just needs to do something. You know, it's as simple as that. And he is floundering his life. So I'm not saying, like again, Tony's not an excellent father. He's been physically abusive multiple times. But maybe putting the foot down is a correct thing. But also at the same time, we've seen Tony try to do that multiple times throughout the show. And it always seems to revert to violence or yelling or this or that, and then they give in a couple episodes later, and then AJ's just reverted back to normal. So you know what I mean? Like, good for Tony for putting his foot down this episode. You know what I mean? Being more like his father. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good thing. You know what I mean? But he's obviously feels like it's the only course of action, and it's not going to work. I promise you, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's just AJ. It's not going to work. Again, when it comes to the Tony and the parenting and the AJ stuff, I'm not really the most educated on, so even though I may have some ideas, I'm maybe not the best at wording what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. But that's what I thought about it. With the Carmela stuff, you know, again, I'm not saying it in like a repetitive way, but like it just reinforces Carmela, in my opinion. And again, there's a lot of symbolism with like statues and all that and religion, and I'm gonna be honest, I've never really I'm not the best at that sort of aspect in terms of like the thematical points or the symbolism, because I'm not interested in any of that, to be quite honest. But it felt like a very romanticized experience for Carmela. It felt like it's not her, it's fake. It's all fake, and she doesn't want it to be fake. But at the same time, she knows it is. Like, if that makes sense, like, you know what I mean? Like, her whole experience there, and I don't even know how to word it. With someone like Ro, I feel like Ro is more of like a realist. If that makes any sense? Obviously, anyone in their position in the family, they lie to themselves. That's what they do. That's their main trait. They lie to themselves. But I feel like Carmela, more than anyone, is a little more delusional sometimes, into what she wants or what she needs or whatever that. It feels like Carmela goes over there and has like some life-changing experience or whatever, and she feels like, oh, this is the life. This is the life. And then, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the life. Because that's not the life she chose. She chose to be where she is. She likes the life she lives. She goes back home and she's just back into the groove of you know what I mean? Like, there's no like inherent major growth or anything like that. She's just back to how it is. And I don't know how to describe that. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. again, it's very much akin to, as I've said from the mafia with the Tony and the Chris and the you know what I mean. Carmela's lived her life. She chose her life years ago. And even if she were to grow mentally to a certain point of she wanted to change, like she tried to change with the divorce, the attempted divorce, she can't change because she's, you know what I mean? She likes it. Deep down, she likes it. Not even deep down. I feel like she knows that she likes it. But she doesn't like the fact that she likes it. But she also likes the fact that she likes it. I don't know. I am not good at this sometimes. Again, I'm pretty sure I talk about it like every 3 or 4 episodes, but The Sopranos is definitely one of those shows that like you pick up on certain details or pieces of foreshadowing or parallels or pieces of symbolism or jokes or puns or you know whatever allusions. You pick up on all this stuff after multiple rewatches. So I'm sure you guys who've watched it 4 or 5 times, you guys are a little more of experts than me in that regard. So I'm not necessarily the best at like verbalizing the exact things I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. But overall, I really did enjoy the episode. And again, I've really liked the Melfi scenes. I feel like there's been you know what I mean. Obviously, in the past and maybe even the future, we've gotten like heavy Melfi, like I'm talking 25-minute of therapy in one episode scenes or whatever. It's been very evenly distributed throughout the season, and I really like that. And again, we're obviously getting ready to end the show. You know what I mean? It feels like we're getting and hitting on some of Tony's major points, some of the core. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like the other therapy scenes in the middle of the show are like watered down or anything. No, they're a little more specific. Whereas now we're sort of like taking a step back and like you have these problems. You're having problems with your kid. You're having problems with your sister. You're thinking about your mother. You're thinking about your father. You know what I mean? Some of the base ideas that he always is weighing upon him, and I really like that. So I really do. Please talk to me in the comments. Let me know stuff about Carmela or AJ or you know Vito. Any of that. I really want to hear you guys what you have to say. Some of my favorite things, just seeing again. You guys are like experts. You guys are like mini experts. You're like professors of Sopranos. I want you guys to tell me and teach me and let me know, you know, some of the stuff that I missed or didn't understand or you know you thought would just be cool to tell me. I want to know that stuff. I will say that shot of Phil in the closet. He's like an anime. He was like anime. He was aura farming. Like oh my god, he's so dastardly evil. I will say, talking about Phil, there's a shot of Phil like staying awake up at night. I don't know why. I don't know about that one. I don't know if maybe I was reading Phil a little incorrectly in the sense of obviously he was doing, I would even maybe say that the majority sort of motivation for killing Vito was probably to get at Tony. Maybe it was all of it. Maybe he didn't want to kill Vito. Maybe he didn't have a problem with him at all and just did it purely for spite against Tony. Maybe that's the case. And if that's the case, I was maybe a little wrong with that. My just thought process these last couple episodes. But I don't know if he was like haunted by his decision or what. That's the one scene that I like immediately couldn't read, if that makes any sense. It was interlaced with Carmela, I believe. I think it might have been next to the Carmela dream. I don't know. I do not know. It's another thing too with this Carmela stuff, like, and the Adriana. Obviously, Adriana is akin to haunting her right now. But I don't think she's going to do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and again, this isn't like a complaint or anything like that. I feel like other shows would have, Carmela have this big, deep moment where Adriana, and I change, and I do this, and I ask for divorce, and I turn my husband in. No, that's not Carmela. Carmela's fine with it. Sure, again, it's that hypocritical nature. Sure, she might have that initial, like, oh, Adriana, this family, Tony, but then I'm right back in my life. You know what I mean? And it's no like. Again, I feel like this Paris trip. It's almost like Carmela was trying to see herself in a better position, a bigger position of more power, if that makes any sense. And I feel like in a situation like that, it showed her that like I don't know if this is the right wording, but it's no, you know about the Adriana stuff. You have power, you have information, you have knowledge, and you're not going to do anything because you don't care. You know what I mean? Deep down, you don't care. You're comfortable with your life. You don't want to risk it or think about it too much because it'll make you feel bad when you don't really feel bad at all. I don't know if that makes sense. That might be a little harsh or whatever, but again, if I got anything incorrect or anything like that, you guys can let me know. Please, if I'm incorrect on anything, you guys gotta let me know these sort of things. But I thought it was an excellent episode. Again, we are 11 episodes in, and this season so far is very akin to Mr. Robot season 4 for me. And again, absolutely no spoilers. But when I was talking about the fourth and final season of Mr. Robot to my friend, he had mentioned how the fourth season of Mr. Robot is so good that genuinely, you can have a discussion with 500 Mr. Robot fans, and you could probably say that every single episode of the fourth season is someone's favorite. At least someone has it as their favorite episode. And I have talked about that from the very beginning with Sopranos and how I'm so impressed, not only with just how consistent it is, but, you know, I made reference to it when I keep saying I have 30 top 5 episodes of the show. Like, I feel like every single episode of the show, there is an argument that someone can be made that's like, yeah, this is actually my favorite. This is actually my 611. That's actually my favorite episode. 610, my favorite episode. 69. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like every single episode of this sixth season, the sixth and final season of The Sopranos that I've watched, I can hear and visualize someone saying that's actually my favorite episode. And I think that's a part of why I've been so thoroughly enjoying this season. Like, I can't believe how good this season is. So good that I'm going to be quite honest, I'm a little confused as to why I have not heard more about, or obviously heard, but have heard more about The Sopranos' sixth and final season. Because to be quite honest, again, I went into The Sopranos very blind. I didn't want to know anything. I didn't do any research or anything like that. But in the history of me watching TV, I had never heard of any specific season of The Sopranos standing out. Again, it's a very consistent show. That's a part of it, but like no one ever goes, "Oh, the Sopranos season 4 or season 5 or season 6 or whatever." Like I never heard about that. You know, when you think of other shows, I've heard about Breaking Bad season 5. I've heard about The Wire season 4. I've heard about True Detective season 1. I've heard about Dexter season 4, Prison Break season 1. Like I've heard about some of these all-time great seasons. The Sopranos season 6 for me is right there. And again, I'll repeat, I think that I probably hadn't heard about that because the entirety of the show is pretty consistent, so there's no, like, it doesn't stand out necessarily, but for me it does. I'll be quite honest. For me, this season, through 11 episodes, compared to all of the other first 11 episodes of every other season, it, like, blows it out of the water. And even still, like, I don't necessarily know if, like, again, I still think season 4, you know, whoever did this, or Whitecaps, or, you know what I mean, unidentified black males, I feel like those episodes might be like my absolute favorites, and obviously a couple, I'm blanking on names from like season 1 and 2 and stuff like that, and 3. But again, in a show in which I've consistently spoken about the consistency, this season is the most consistent. Put that on a t-shirt, okay? This, it's so good. I'm sorry if it's basic, but it's so good. So, but I think that's going to be it for me. Please, symbolism, anything, thematic details, let me know in the comments. I want to hear about them. Parallels. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys in a week for the 12th episode of the 6th season. I think I could be very, very mistaken, but I obviously either like 12, 13, or 14 or something like that. That's like the halfway mark where they took a break. So either I'm coming up on it or maybe I already hit it. I don't know. But I will see you guys next week for episode 12. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. Obviously, I've said for the last couple weeks, by now I'm already completely finished The Sopranos over on my Patreon. It's $10 a month. Link is in the description. Check it out if you're interested. Finally, most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really does help me out. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.